Welcome to the DaChop Team. I'm your host, Seth the Dart Child.
I'm your host, Twins Inc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up.
Yeah, today's topic is something that came up at work that I found interesting. The question was, why does it seem like professional athletes get conned out of their money more so than professional actors and actresses? I'll let you start up. What do you think?
No problem. And no, it was a good conversation, a good healthy one. It happens a lot, and for me personally, it happens a lot to the, let's say, NFL, NBA, sports athlete players more than you hear from actors. They both making millions of dollars. Most of the athletes get their money quicker than most actors, but they both make a lot of money. And of course, outside of their career as being a ball player or being an actor, they want to have other business ventures on the side that works for them, right? Mm-hmm. So for me personally, I think the reason why a lot of the sports athlete players get conned out their money because they're so focused on their sport, not all, but some. They're so focused on a sport, they want to do something where it can be like, hey, invest in $10 million here, and 20 years from now, it'll be worth $800 million. So like, okay, I got to do invest $10 million here and let it sit there and work itself and do this. And you're like, yeah, and it's a high risk. Now, they do that, and then on something, some say spend $10 million, but some like, you know what? If I put in $50 million, they put more money because it's high risk, high return. Mm-hmm. And you hear about a lot of Ponzi schemes, and a lot of players they lose their money. So me personally, I believe the reason why the sports players are more acceptable to get conned out their money is because let's look at their history path as far as education, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So we all play sports. I play sports. Seth plays sports. So we weren't the star. We weren't the star players, but we were around to see the star players, right? So growing up, if you were the guy in high school, they coasted you through high school. So if you're the star quarterback, they made sure that you did enough to where you're not in trouble. You did enough where the grades pass, right? Mm-hmm. And you got your baby, your mom, your friends, the whole neighborhood take care of you to make sure you got food, clothes, make sure you got the latest and greatest because they know that you have the opportunity to get out of the hood, per se, right? And once you make it to there, they like, I hope he doesn't forget about me when I had to take care of him when he was young, right? Mm-hmm. So they go through high school being a star, getting everything given to them. Then they get to college. If they still play at a high level, same thing. They get coasted through everything. Star player, consequences. Everything. Mm-hmm. Now, in most cases, when it comes to the NBA or, sports players, well, I'm going to say NBA because the reason why I say NBA players is because they don't have to do what? How many years of college before they can go pro?
I think they have to do 3 now.
No. Just 1 year of college ball.
Didn't know that. Thought it was 3.
Just 1 year of college of playing ball, then they become eligible to go pro. Now, before it used to be straight from high school, straight. Then they said no more of that. So now they're going 1 year of 1 year of college ball, then pro. So look at this. Your boy, who got drafted to the New Orleans Pelicans. Oh, his name has slipped my mind. It'll come back to me. Everybody know what I'm talking about. But he went number 1 pick. Now, of course, he's been a Zion. Thank you, sir. Zion wins. Now, Zion was phenomenal. I've been watching him since high school. I've been seeing him dunk over everybody in the world. So he has the star power. So he went to Duke just for 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. Mm-hmm. He ain't won a championship, but they got to the Final Four, I believe.
They paid
close enough, right? And guess what? After 1 year college, he declared for the NBA. Going to the NBA, got paid big money. Amazing. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But the point I'm trying to make is that how much time of college did he really spend? Mm-hmm. Most people, and then the class would he take? He didn't take an engineer degree. He probably took some basic business administration class.
Probably not even that.
Arts class, something that's he can get by. Not that much workload during his freshman year, so he can be a star player in college, which he was. So that brings him to the NBA. Now he's an NBA player. What? Maybe 21, maybe 20.
20. If 1 year of college, 19 might be.
Exactly. So it depends. He's in that age range between that 18 to 22, or I say 18 to 21. Still young, fresh. I mean, 21. I was college, community college. You know what I'm saying? I was getting ready to go to school. So what I'm saying is that, not saying he's dumb, not saying he's stupid. I'm just giving you an example of how
there's some gaps in his education.
There's got to be some gaps.
I mean, think about this. And I just want to add on exactly to what you're saying. But in all of this, because the American education system doesn't teach you anything about money management.
Facts.
Nothing.
Facts.
So I don't know if his family is middle class. I could look it up. But let's say that he's from a middle class family. Mom's or dad might make $50,000, $70,000 a year at max. And then he goes from getting by, not poor, to millions of dollars in his pocket. Who is going to tell him how to manage his money?
Nobody.
Oh, it'll be somebody. It'll be some random person, some kind of your agent, financial advisors, people who don't actually care about you. They're going to tell you what you should do with your money, and nobody around you. Because when would your moms have learned how to manage $1 million? When was she going to get? When was she going to be educated on how to manage and maintain and grow $1 million?
Facts.
So, this young man, once again, and he is just one young man, but once again, all of them do this. You don't see a lot of people enter the NBA, the NFL, professional sports from wealthy backgrounds. So, you taking a kid who pretty much, once again, coasted through school in a lot of situations. You coasted through school. You now are famous, making more money than you ever dreamt you would make.
Facts.
And the only people there to tell you how to spend your money are people who make a living telling you how to spend your money and managing your money. But they've always told me, if you don't manage your own money, you're going to lose your money. That's what I was taught.
That's true. That's true. And once again, I want to be very clear. We're taking no shot at Zion.
No.
We're just giving you facts. We're just giving you the trend that happens over year after year after year. All you got to do is type in these Hall of Fame players that you thought had millions and millions of dollars are well off. And guess what? They lost a lot of money. Some of them are still doing TV shows. I mean, we got people got 6 rings doing TV shows. Like, that makes no sense. Like,
basically.
Like, man, you were the man. You're the GOAT. You're the greatest of all time. The players that everybody know of, and you're working a TV show. Now, he could be working it because it's the love of the sport, right? Could be love of it. Could be the love.
It's pretty much is all you got. But, yeah, love it. Yeah.
Or you need to have some income coming in. Now, me personally, most players who do retire out of NFL, I'll example, out of NFL, right away, will get a job right away as a sports broadcaster. Most players. I really don't see most players who retired almost 20 years ago all of a sudden pop up on a TV show to be on a sports show.
Yeah, unless you Shaq or Michael Jordan or something, 5 years out of any league, and your history, your dust. Tell me who was the starting linebacker of the 2017. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's kick it 2005.
Right.
It stopped.
You good?
No, but the 2005 Colts.
Right.
Literally. Once he's out of the league, what is he doing? And if he didn't learn how to manage his money, he could be slinging meat off the back of a truck.
That's true. And we're not trying to take shots at the old players neither.
No.
We just want to give you a clear understanding that this is my opinion, and could be some facts behind it, why the sports players are more targeted of losing their money compared to
and actors. Specific. Yeah. And I'll say this about actors. And one of my main topics on this, one of my main arguments on this would be the difference in color also. We're going to go with that, white versus black. So a lot of actors are white, a lot of athletes are black. I don't know if that matters, but it happens. But actors, in my opinion, see, this is where I think actors have it better in a bad way than athletes, because nobody coasts through acting unless your daddy or your mom was an actor.
Facts.
AKA Jaden and Willow Smith. Y'all might notice Jaden did 2 or 3 movies already. As far as I can tell, he ain't got no acting skill. But hey, that's my opinion. But, you know, for some of these actors in the same situation, they struggled through high school. They struggled through college. They might have lived in their car. They might have waited table for years until they got an opportunity.
Facts.
To become an actor. And they may not ever make it big, just like the majority of football and basketball players. But even if they didn't make it big, most of them struggled to survive in the first place. When they finally made it big, when they finally got successful, they were more in a position to handle their business and take care of their business because they know what the struggle is like. And a lot of athletes aren't prepared for the struggle at all. And while an actor knows that an acting gig could be 1-2 sitcoms if they're lucky, these athletes think that they're going to play football
forever.
And they're not. What's the average career of an NFL player?
Ooh, an average for an NFL player, you're looking like maybe 5 to 7, maybe.
And I think that's longer than an NBA player.
No. NBA players can last. I mean,
stars.
Oh, okay.
Last year.
Facts. Right. Facts. Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't be like most players. Like Jamal Crawford can last a long time because he has the niche of being the 6th guy, and he can come off the bench and guarantee to give you 20 points. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a longevity career. So if you don't have a specialty, like a great shooter like JJ Redick,
you got that outside shot, that inside game. If you on the bench, what's the average lifespan career of a bench player in the NBA? I think it's less than the NFL.
Yeah, that's true because there's millions of players looking to become NBA players
every single year.
You understand what
year.
I can't remember how many teams there is, NBA teams, but there's only 15 players on each NBA team, right? And
I thought is it 15?
Yeah, 15. I mean, maybe like
some teams. I know some teams.
I think
got
like 15 and 2 reserves, something like that.
Okay.
But the point I'm trying to make is that out of the teams that we have, let's just say it's 17 people on the roster, and out of these teams, I can't think of the number amount of NBA teams. But the point I'm trying to make is that only 17 people on all these teams. Now, mind you, in every state there is a high school, and there's multiple of players who play. Then you gotta go to colleges and play. Well, first off, you have to be great. You have to be phenomenal in high school, right, to be seen. Then once you conquer the high school level, then you gotta go to the college. You gotta be the top player in the 50 states. So if I'm in Pennsylvania, I gotta be the number 1 person in Pennsylvania, right? Because they always find the top 50 kids, whatever, something like that. So I gotta be number 1 in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And then on top of that, once I get to the pros, or once I master college, I gotta go to the NBA, and I gotta be number 1 there to stay afloat. Because everyone in the NBA team is already all-star and pro, and they want to get their job. They don't want no young person to come here and take their job, right? So it's always a constant battle. And let's not forget any walk-ons. There's plenty of players that there's NBA trials for people who not even go to college, right? They have the opportunity. But if you can go to a tryout and you can show out and be the best player there, you might get an opportunity to be on a practice squad where they ship you to the big league or overseas and you play, and then you come get an opportunity. So yeah. So just to clarify, there are 30 NBA teams, 15 players on the team. See,
you're looking at what's that? 450 total NBA players.
That's not
total.
That's not even a state.
No, I mean that's total. 450 players, professional NBA players, right now in this country. Period. Today. Out of that, once again, you only got 5 starters on the team, so that's 150 players starting. The other 300 players could be rotated out, could be in and out the league within a year or two, and that's for anybody. So even if you make it to the NBA, yay! only the starters gonna make millions of dollars. So
facts. There's only a few teams that may have 1 or 2 millionaire players on their team.
Exactly, and the rest
maybe 3, because I know Golden State have Stephon Curry, they have Klay Thomas and Jamal Green. That's it. And guess what? Both of the 2 players are hurt. So Steph broke his hand, Klay hurt his knee or his leg, and he out for the year. And now they're horrible because they have no money from nobody else.
Exactly. And once again, just because you got to start, if you sign a contract for league minimum, I don't give a damn if you do 30 points a game. You making league minimum, buddy. That just is what it is for that year. And same for the NFL. Once again, there are 32 NFL teams. There are 53 players on the team. That gives you random number about 2,000. Maybe. I'll look it up in a minute. 2,000 NFL players. But only 22 are starters on defense and offense altogether. 22 out of 53.
Yep, 11 on offense,
the
11
majority,
on defense.
The majority of people on that team are making league minimum. And once again, you've never learned how to budget your money. You may not have anybody there trying to help you budget your money. And when you out of the league in 3 or 4 years, you 26 years, let's say magically, you get out of the league at 30 years old. You actually played in the league for 7 years, but you only made league minimum. Half of the money you made disappeared in taxes. It's gone.
Facts.
So you made league minimum. You're 30 years old. You might, if you lucky, you might have $1 million in the bank. You barely can read. You barely can write. You don't have a college education. What are you going to do for the next 45, hopefully at least 45 years of your life? That is why so many of these players go broke.
Yes, because even on top of that, when they first get into the league and they get their first couple checks, mind you, at 22 years old or 21 or 19 years old, they cutting you a check for, $5 million, whatever, or signing bonus. What you going to do? You going shopping. You trying, what you want to do? I mean, as a kid, I've been there. I tell my mom, once I make it, I'm going to buy you a house and I'm going to get you a car and do this. That stuff costs a lot of money. So with the players go up there spending $1 million for their mom and get their cars here and all that, and all it takes is one knee injury and you're done. Because honestly, you know what? As far as an NFL player, during your first 5 years, after that, you may be done. If you're a rookie, you sign a 5-year rookie contract deal, point blank, period. So some players in the first 5 years, they outplay it and get a signing bonus. Patrick Mahomes, those people like that who have the phenomenal job in his rookie season, and they get a long-term contract, big bonus. But if you didn't have the opportunity to outplay your contract, whatever that, let's say you got paid $15 million, that's it. Because if you get hurt and you blow a knee, and if you're a running back, this running backs are a dime a dozen. So that's why I love Le'Veon want his money. He want the guarantee money. If I get hurt, I got this $30 million that I can live on for the rest of my life. But the point I'm trying to make is that your NFL career is short. So if in the first five years of your career, if you're not making a team, if you're not a special player, you can be out because there's someone younger and faster right behind you coming. Oh,
and let's include the women because I love this part. I don't want to leave this. Why there's so many because they're ballers. They think they have to live up to the status of a baller. Listen, if you making league minimum, but you play for the Patriots, league minimum in the NFL, once again, $480,000 as of 2019. That's league minimum. So you play for the Patriots, winning team, good luck and I hate the Patriots, but whatever.
Facts.
So you make $480,000, $15, 10 to 15% of that going to your agent. Is that right, or is it 5%?
About right, depends.
Okay. So 10% of that off the rip going to your agent because they got to eat. You're going to give the government 37% as tax. So 37% of your income is gone to tax. So after you finish paying tax, you're going to take home $200,000, bit more a year. That's what you're going to make. and you got to try to impress somebody with a nice house and a Lamborghini. That's literally impressing your girls, impressing your friends, and trying to maintain a lifestyle that go with being a baller is why they go broke.
And with that being said, that's why they are more acceptable of taking a high risk on a Ponzi scheme or whatever. I mean, by then it's too late when they find out it's a Ponzi scheme, but they take those risks because they know that, hey, I'm not going to get this Tom Brady money. I'm not going to get this, Patrick Mahomes money. So I got to make some money outside of this because I'm only a special teams guy. And like you said, I'm only getting, $400,000?
Yeah, 480.
480. So therefore, you take a high risk. You will invest in money that you really don't have, banking that you'll get it because you're on the team. But once again, you get hurt. It's over. It's done. And now you're in the hole because you done took out loans and paid for this. And like, you know what? I take a loan out here and no. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't want to talk about what you're going to do for your mama.
Oh, man.
Because everybody got to take care of their mama. As if there was no fathers to donate half of the sperm. But keep going. I'm sorry.
So, yes, that's why they take the high risk. So, the actors, like I said, as Seth said, most of them go through college. If not, all of them go through college. Now, there's
barely got education.
Right. But there's also acting school they go to.
Even so. But once again, just for actors, I think the grind and the struggle to become an actor, they don't have anybody actively looking out for them as an actor.
So, right. So that's the point I make. So they know the struggles of, like you said, sleeping in a car, trying to get a gig to another gig.
Waiting tables. Sleeping 2 hours a night trying to get to the next interview or show or whatever you want to call it, casting call.
So what that means is they starting their career at the end where the sports players end their career at. They're starting in the broke, you know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
They starting at the end of their career broke where the NBA players end up, but once they start broke, they know how to feel to be broke. So now when they get these jobs and movie deals, they know how to manage their money and be more successful. Now, let's be clear now, actors still get caught up. How? Women. They get married and what? Half. That's a whole nother subject. But we're talking about how being scammed. Well, that's still being scammed too, but that's a whole different type of scam.
Bear in mind, we are dudes, so I'm never, and I repeat, never going to try to present to you the female view of this. As a man, being able to dribble a basketball, I've never heard anybody trying to push up on the WNBA players because they balling women. No, ain't no dudes hollering at them. Ain't no dudes checking for WNBA players. Sorry. So whenever we say the women and all that, honestly, as a woman, I could see a dude chasing after a female actress because she's a female actress, but my mama told me this as a fact. She said, the money a woman makes isn't yours. Facts. So, with that being said, it doesn't matter if she makes $1 million, $10 million, $100 million. When you walk into that relationship, that's her money. So, I'm just putting that on the table. So don't think we misogynist. But how much of money a woman makes doesn't matter. So whether she goes bankrupt or not, she'll just find a dude to have sex with, and she'll have a roof over her head. Dudes be slinging meat off the back of trucks. You ain't seen no female female actresses slinging meat off the back of a truck. I'm sorry, that hurt my feelings when Refrigerator Perry did that. I know it was 1985 telling my age, but damn, man.
It is what it is. So, like I was getting into that, their actors are more conscious, prepared of the gain and loss. So that's, my opinion on why these athletes are more targeted than the actors. They're both in the same group. They're still famous. They still make millions of dollars. But it's just that our athletes is more a target. And I'm going to even go way back to the beginning where Seth was saying is that, let's be real, the education you learn in high school doesn't teach you nothing about finances.
Nothing.
I didn't learn nothing in school about a checkbook, balancing an account, credit, debit. None of that stuff. So that stuff that's not being taught. Now people gonna say, well, it's up to the parents and all this. As he stated before, how can a mother of forget Zion, any other player, we don't got players who been in the league already. Look at those players. The players who played already and now they broke. Let's talk about them, okay? Think about them. How can a mother who makes, like you said, between 50 to 60,000, 70, whatever,
and it could easily be 30.
Yeah, and they provide for not just one. They have multiple kids, so it's not just one kid they're providing for, right? So, how can they be able to educate and teach their son how to manage millions if they struggling to manage 50,000?
Amen.
So, and then once they become famous, they hire these sports advisors finance advisors to advise them how to use their money, but they don't really care about them.
Nope.
They care about their percentage because anytime they talk about contract, they talk about, okay, he don't get paid this, but I'm going to get this amount of money. So I want 15% out of his contract. I didn't dribble not one dead ball in my life. And if you look at most of these agents, none of them, okay, not none, I'll say most of them never even played sports. you know, I mean, they might have, but let's be honestly, like
Jay-Z ain't played a sport. And he has one of the largest management agencies available around.
Rock Nation.
Never played it. He's a hustler from the street, and he telling all these basketball players how to spend their money.
So
who's to argue? So
it's once again, it's not taking a shot. We're just giving you facts, and that's exactly what it is. So that's why these athletes are more of a target. So what we need to do, parents, we need to really focus on our kids, teach them about the credits and debits and checks, all that stuff. Yeah. Because once they get to the opportunity of being famous, sign a big contract, it's actually your responsibility at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, personally,
because you can't trust strangers to have your best interests
at all, and that's
mind you, and also to add on top of that, this stranger has 20 other players behind him. So it's not like yours is now. Maybe if I'm his first client, he gonna care about everything because you know what I'm saying. I'm the first client. I gotta make sure I keep doing right.
Yeah.
But once you get an agent that has 30 other players behind him, trust me, he's not strapped for money. And unless you're somebody come out the gate like a Zion that's very popular, you're not gonna really care because he getting his LeBron money over here, getting his Dwayne Wade money. You know what I'm saying? They just got these all. Their list is phenomenal.
Listen, I'm gonna say any NFL, NBA player that has a contract for less than $1 million a year, driving a Lamborghini, that ain't got nobody on his team that care about it. I'm serious.
Especially if you're a rookie and right. Like honestly, when they have these welcome to the NFL rookie class, they should bring in either players who played and lost money or players who are veteran, like 20 years in, or not 20 years because some don't last that long, but 15, 16 years in.
Well, I heard that they might actually do it, but that's only certain teams.
I mean, but think about it. We stay about players right now going broke. I mean, pretty soon we'll hear about Vince Young. I mean, we already know about DeMarcus Russell, soon Vince Young and whoever else. It happens. It's a repeat cycle. Players have signed these big mega contracts. 10 years later, they broke.
Broke as hell.
Broke.
And they continuously do it. And we love, I mean, it's, and once again, folks, that here go me being my black power person, but it's a reason why that education is lacking for us. It's because the people who control the system don't want you to get that education.
Message.
And as far as having somebody on your team to look out for you, once again, it's also a reason why the same people tend to handle multiple clients in the same industry, and you see the same thing happening. Because if you did like, and I know people like to hate on LeBron, what you say LeBron did? He brought his team up. He made his team get educated.
Facts.
And now LeBron's doing great and his team doing great because his team only cares about him. Think about that.
And he set them up so they can have their own business on top of that.
Exactly.
It's not like LeBron is giving money out of his pocket.
No.
He set them up to where they can do business together. One guy his agent. One other guy helping do his TV show. One of the guys has, you know what I'm saying? Like he set them all up. So his circle around him is strong because he made sure the people around him were successful as him.
Exactly.
You can't be successful by yourself unless you live in a hole by yourself.
Exactly.
Facts.
And I'm telling you, I wish I could teach. I wish I was rich and in a position to tell these guys that. But honestly, we now this is my Afrocentric coming through, and it'll always come through.
Facts.
We as a people need to learn to take care of each other, and just because you a baller and you up there, you aren't the star of the team. Most teams have multiple players on it. A lot of people think that they know what they're doing and they don't need nobody to tell them different. And it ain't till they fall and crumble and crash that they come back to the hood the same as poor as they were when they left. Michael Vick.
Talk to him.
That you want to get some wisdom. But when you were at the pinnacle of your success, you didn't give a damn about getting the wisdom a lot of people in your neighborhood were going to offer you. So that's all I'll say. Once again, Tom Brady, I don't remember him putting on all his friends sitting up in the mansion he owned off in the woods fighting dogs. Why did Michael Vick think that was smart? Because he thought he knew better and he didn't care about the wisdom available to him and that might be available to him in his community. It's not just him, because Allen Iverson about the dumbest player if it wasn't for Reebok, Allen Iverson would be another failure story. It's just
some people may not understand what you say he might have been. Explain to them.
Well, my understanding is that Allen Iverson signed a huge contract with Reebok, and during the course of his NBA career, he made a lot of poor business decisions. But one aspect of his specific contract was that Nike took a certain amount of the money available to him. Oh, Reebok. Listen. Oh, scratch that Nike. I'm not giving Nike no shout outs. Reebok. Reebok took a certain amount of the money that was available to him in his contract and they put it in an escrow account that he did not even have access to. So at the end of his career, he blew through his money. He made some bad business investments, pretty much flat broke.
Well, he's not broke. He just rich broke.
Yeah. Rich broke. I mean, he was down. I think he was down to like $2 million out of a possible $140 million.
Right, rich broke.
Rich broke. He was begging for money broke. And but because Reebok, for whatever reason, and I have never heard of Nike or Adidas doing this to anybody, made sure that he was always going to be taken care of later in life. How many corporations going to look out for anybody else like that?
Mm-hmm. And with that being said, meaning that once Iverson, I believe it hits 55 years old, he'll be given a big lump sum of money, which is part of his original Reebok contract deal. So that's what he's saying, that he almost could have been a bad story. Now, of course, he's
slinging meat off the back of a truck.
Of course, he has other business ventures going on. He was part of the initial big three with Ice Cube to open up, but
how'd that turn out?
It's good. It's thriving. It's thriving.
I mean, is he still in it?
No, he's not in it. I think he's a partner in it, but he's not. Like, he was a coach player, but he's not in it. But because he got other things going on, movie he dropped right afterwards, so he's doing things. But the point I'm making is, he could have, but he wasn't, because he had a nice contract that he signed that gave him, I think, like I said, at 55 years old, or either 55 or 65, he's going to get a big lump sum of money, which he'll be well off. So that was we just piggyback on how that most players don't have that type of security blanket. So
yeah. And I like the way you keep coming back to the main point. I got to remember to incorporate that. So that's just our riff right now on NBA players being more susceptible to losing their money or being conned.
And NFL.
Yeah, because once again, the system, they're coming from a lower socioeconomic environment. Facts. They're being given access to monies that nobody they know could possibly know how to deal with. And it's hard to tell somebody with $1 million in the bank how to spend their money. It's just, you couldn't tell me. And as far as actors and actresses, once again, we didn't touch on them much, and that's obvious. But it's because a lot of actors and actresses come from a different kind of grind. They learn at a young age, in most cases, how to rub two pennies together.
That's right. The struggle is real.
So, in closing, this has been fun. This is our first episode. Please tune in for many, many more.
Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Send us an email at DaChopTeam@gmail.com.
And once again, this is Seth the Dark Child.
This is Twins Inc.
Hey, and join us next time
on The Chop.